Okay, now that we're done with the awful boat section and the boat crashed and burned, never to be seen again, at least I hope. Um, we have a level to go through, but whenever the game starts you off on a level, there's guaranteed to be like 2 or 3 collectible things, like right next to where you're supposed to go. So pick them all up before you hit the speed section, because once you're on the speed section, you can't get off the speed section.
I have to disagree with what Sonic said there. We all know rings aren't life. Shrek is life.
Well, rings provide life to Sonic, so I guess technically it's true.
If you were wondering for a second why I jumped back on that thing, it's because there's a line of rings that inexplicably does not appear until you bounced up the tree's bounce pad once, and then they all appear underneath you, and you're supposed to fall directly back down. But I forgot about that, and by the time you realize that there are rings,
And they regenerate, I believe.
I don't even know. But that waterfall that we were running down just a second ago is like one of the only times these speed sections break away from the trend of having exactly one checkerboard track pattern.
Have we gotten to the point where they ask where these roads keep coming from yet?
No, that's in the mine level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Knuckles asks the question everyone has been asking for years.
I have to say I like the fact that in a lot of these sections Knuckles like doesn't want to be here. He's always like, "Do we have to do this? Like a road that should be safe."
No,
Were you not paying attention to the last 20 speed sections where I kept smacking into things and losing all my ring?
I also like the fact that they even make. I'm not sure if this was on purpose, but they kind of make a Knuckles skipping leg joke.
oh yeah, he can't do cardio.
He can't do cardio today because he goes today's not a cardio day, which I think is kind of funny.
It's at least a little self-aware on Knuckles' upper body being significantly bigger than his twig legs.
Oh my God, Ryan, you're here.
Yes.
Talking about the speed section, though, the one we just went through had some serious architecture going on with like godlike statues of Sonic. More evidence that that the time travel section was supposed to be more significant. Because how did the ancients have such a high opinion of Sonic when all he did was trap Lyric in a room long enough for them to arrest him, and nobody except Maya ever saw him.
well, no, at the very beginning of the game, like the door has Sonic and Tails like carved onto it,
Yeah.
ancient carving type thing. So
Yeah,
know.
and that's supposed to be because it was Sonic and Tails who went back in time and did the thing. But the ancients apparently have a really, really, really high opinion of this random hedgehog who showed up for 5 minutes.
And I want to see like Sonic like again like all he did was lock him in a room, but why? I don't get why that's not the room we find him in. And also, why would lyrics like Office not be openable from the inside?
What's supposed to be implied is that Sonic locked him in the room and the ancients retrieved him from that room and set him up in the ancient prison. But the idea is that Sonic's actions there foiled his plan so that the ancients were able to strike back with Maya's help.
That's my favorite Knuckles line in the entire game. One of these days, I'm gonna knock you out.
This was one of the sections they showed off a lot in preview material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this. It was like this section was one of the first playable things they showed off.
Now, at this point, I hadn't actually found my way up to that Knuckles section you can see off in the background, and I thought I was supposed to get to it from this side, but actually it goes the other way. You're supposed to get further on in this area and backtrack through that area as Knuckles.
To get up
It's
here.
one of the only. No, to get up onto the other side, there were a bunch of climbable walls that you could see while I was entering this area, way up in the background. But you have to get to the other side of the fence first. You also need to use the dig jump to get up there.
Dig jump.
I suppose at this point you're supposed to figure out how to dig by complete accident, because all you need to do is hit the special button while you're standing on a diggable floor.
Well, no, it looks just like the stuff that Knuckles can climb on, though. It's got the same red glowy rocks, so...
It does in this level, but in the earlier section it was purple.
It looks close enough for me to figure it out there, so I don't know what you guys were doing.
And if Ted can figure it out, anyone should be able to.
Yeah, I'm pretty dumb.
it looks close enough to the red climbing walls, but at the same time, do you know what it also looks like? The floor around it that you can't dig into. The main difference isn't color; it's texture here.
Yeah, it matches better with the pit, this area.
It's like all the other climbable walls are bright red set against like dark or bright backdrops that are not red at all. But these diggable floors in this particular area blend in a bit, and you just start to think, okay, it's a weird floor texture. Okay, that's nice.
This game sucks.
Let's just be thankful that Tails was able to retrofit the laser thing that Lyric put them in into like a usable device. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got past level 1. Why would their world be designed with all this fucking laser shit?
Shut up!
If no one else
Who
on the planet
cares?
has this scrap.
Why are there
No, this is important shit.
Why are there floating rings? Why are there question marks in Mario? Who really cares?
Well, the question marks in Mario are because Bowser put an evil spell on the Mushroom
No,
Kingdom
those
to do
are the
that
brick
shit.
blocks. Those are the brick blocks.
And Mario murders millions of toads. I love how dark early Nintendo games used to be. Like, my favorite thing is still in the instruction manual for Donkey Kong. The reason why Donkey Kong is acting out is because Mario, and I quote, mistreats him. I love how dark early Nintendo games were. It was amazing.
You always have to read between the lines with Mario. Mario is actually kind of a dick to everyone around
I'm
him.
sorry,
he's
Luigi's Mansion. Luigi spends the entire game saving his brother. What's the first thing Mario does? Goes on a vacation, takes the entire fucking Mushroom Kingdom, except for Luigi with him.
Not to mention, the reason Wario is evil is because Mario wouldn't let him beat the hero in any playground games.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
canon?
Yeah.
Well, in the Nintendo comic book, which was officially licensed by them, Mario and Luigi used to bully him apparently in school.
Seriously, Mario's a dick. It's amazing.
He's a
Okay, well
dick.
now I'm thinking back to the Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door alternate continuities, where one of your options when you're talking to one of the little, I think the tiny people from Chapter 2 is, no, we're friendly, or we're not bullies, or guess again, nerd. So yeah.
In Mario Power Tennis, when you win the trophy as Luigi, Mario
Yes!
comes up to Luigi. He starts patting him on the back like, hey, good job, Luigi. But then you hear this crushing noise, and you look down, and Mario is purposefully stepping on Luigi's foot as if to say, fuck you, I should have won that trophy. I hate you, Luigi.
Fuck you. I'm player 1.
That's why Luigi has such an inferiority complex. Mario's a prick.
Donkey Kong Jr., the sequel to Donkey Kong, is about Mario kidnapping Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that kid's ahead of the curve, man. He's trying to warn people.
Now, if it isn't obvious here that you can dig in the floors, I don't know, like,
Well, that's where I figured it out.
yeah, because there's the rings, it looks exactly like the floor, like the climbing walls, yeah, so if you don't figure it out by then, I don't know what to say to you.
I played as Sonic here, so I never even did this.
Yeah.
Oh. Well then, I'm sorry for calling you an idiot.
This entire section is a tangent anyway, because it just leads back to where you started.
Oh.
Yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
this strictly for a crown.
Yeah. You could see this area from where you started off, around the place where Knuckles said, "Hey, there are things inside these things," interrupting his own flavor text and then picking up his flavor text right after, which is a weird as hell glitch, by the way. You know that line of dialogue where Sonic says, "You can say that again," and Knuckles actually says his line a second time.
Not since SA2 have I seen such amazing audio mix.
No, even in SA2, the characters they cut off each other, but they didn't cut off They didn't cut off themselves, from what I can remember.
Knuckles didn't cut anything off. What he did was he stopped saying the line he was programmed to say at that point in the level to say the flavor text for breaking open things. But because he was already saying his other line, he just, after a couple seconds picked that up again. Why am I not breaking that wall?
I think the only time Sonic ever, like in SA2, cut himself off was when he was describing how Shadow used Chaos Control.
No, it's that in the prison island fight are the most common examples.
Yeah, but that's a case of Sonic cutting Shadow off. I was talking about more Sonic interrupting himself with another line of dialogue.
That's Sonic just being
Oh,
rude.
like, I'll
Yeah.
use your chaos control.
That too. That's another example. But like when Shadow uses Chaos Control for the first time, it's like, whoa, he's fast. Hey, it's not as big. You must be using the Chaos Emerald. He cuts himself off for another sentence.
He's just flustered, Johnny, alright? He met someone faster than him, alright? That's all he's good at.
His ego.
Running fast.
Think of the ego.
Also, I like how there are pallets all over the place here. It's just it's an environmental piece that you rarely ever see in a game like this. I'm not really sure whether I like it or not, but it's one of the breakable items that you can break for rings. So yeah.
At least it's not the same box every time.
Maybe this is where they make all the pallets in The Last of Us.
Maybe.
No, that's dumb.
Wait, you can get on top of the
That's dumb, Lewis. You should feel bad for saying it.
I feel bad for this robot because it's just doing its job, and we're throwing other robots into it.
Wait, did you just throw that robot against the invisible wall?
Yeah. There's an invisible wall keeping you from just arbitrarily keeping you from throwing robots off this particular ledge.
Well, no, I think why that would be the case is that in this case there is playable ground down there, so it wouldn't just kill them, it would just throw them down there and you wouldn't be able to do anything about them, and it would make an unwinnable situation.
They could just auto-kill the thing since they can't get back up.
Shut up, Lewis.
It would make more sense than just having this one section where for no apparent reason you can't throw things over the ledge.
Stop that with your
Yeah,
logic,
you-
Lewis.
You can kill things with these things.
And that's what a weapon does, Knuckles.
This section right here is why I think the Shadow fight's one of the best in the game, because nearly every other boss fight other than that results just you win by throwing mooks at the boss.
Or by throwing bombs at the boss in Metal Sonic.
It's weird because Shadow and Metal Sonic, which to me feel they were kind of just tacked on, are the most unique boss fights in the entire game.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Knuckles doesn't have ears. What are you talking about?
Shut up, Gareth.
Damn.
Lyric as a boss when we get to him is different compared to the other ones, but when you get down to it, he's just a really big thing to beat up on.
Well, really, all you do in the lyric fight is you throw the stuff at him, you do the enter beam to tie him down, you beat him up, and then you have a platforming section.
Actually, what you're actually intended to do in that fight is get up close and actually pummel him with your punches and kicks and stuff.
Oh.
Which is why I spend the entire time as Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can throw stuff at him like you can throw stuff at any other enemy, but it's not the way to fight the boss.
Okay, well, I guess I was just conditioned by every other boss to throw stuff that I did on instinct.
Yeah. Where are these robots coming from?
Up.
Panda, stop it.
Also, if those shields are the source of the light down here, why doesn't getting rid of the shield also get rid of the light?
Because we're not, well, I was going to say because they're still around, but they clearly did evaporate, so,
That's why Amazon put that like electric fucking DLC character skins, just so you could see where you're going in this level. Thank you, Amazon. Made
Oh,
this
does
game
anybody
fun.
have those?
No.
Wait, electric character skins?
No, so for Amazon, there were two like pre-order bonus. If you pre-ordered with GameStop, you got a really crappily made toy. If you pre-ordered with Amazon, you got a DLC where you could change the skin. So instead of having the sports tape, it's like fluorescently colored skin, I guess. It's
Like outfits you see right out of Tron.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Oh, look, can I say? I also want to bring something up. Did any why is there no Club Nintendo code for this?
No,
game
it is, you have one, it's on the back, like, hold on, let me grab my box right now.
No, dude, Ted, it's not. It's not. I checked that. It's not on the back of the box.
No.
I looked under the cover. There's no Nintendo code there
Nope,
either.
there's nothing on the cover either.
What?
There's no Nintendo code associated with this game.
Was there one for Lost World?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's one for Shattered Crystal apparently.
There's no sheaf of paper in the manual that has it, and I'm flipping through the manual now. I have the games I intend to trade in on my next GameStop run on my desk, so that's why I have this.
Sure, it's weird because Shattered Crystal has one, but Lyric doesn't for some reason.
Can we get confirmation of anybody watching this if they downloaded Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric digitally? Because like if you're part of the Nintendo Digital Deluxe promotion, games that you buy digitally are automatically registered.
Yeah.
So if Sonic Boom is registered, there technically is a code for it, but not for a physical copy, which is utterly fucking bizarre.
Well, at the very least, they'll get the money for it if they've got that set up right. Where
This is one of the best fourth wall breaking jokes in the entire game. I love the ring comes out. That's hilarious.
long live the king.
I thought that they ended one of the last trailers with that line. This is not how it ends for you, but depending on how well this game sells, maybe it will be the end.
That is, I think, one of the funniest jokes in the game. Though it's just like, oh, it's like a 2 feet drop.
Yeah, I love that gag. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna go a step further and say it's one of the funniest cutscenes in the series so far. Not that that's a high standard to get past, but you know.
Hey, Colors in Lost World has some good...
I'm gonna say it. I don't think Colors is all that funny. Other than the Eggman PA announcements are hilarious, but like the cutscenes themselves are, they're okay.
Well, who's calling it a masterpiece?
Well, you know what? I don't think you're that funny.
Now, just out of individual cutscenes, apart from specific stuff that has to do with Eggman, I don't have that many memorable chuckle moments in Sonic Colors. It's just generally amusing to watch the cutscenes.
I will say there was a few. There was the one where the cutscene made me laugh out loud the first time seeing it. Is the one where they finally Eggman finally reveals himself as like the villain. And Sonic's like, "Pay up, Tails," and Tails like, "We didn't bet." That made me laugh like out loud. When Sonic just walks off sadly to fight the robot, that did kind of make me laugh.
Yeah. Not exactly sure why I'm making a point to switch characters so often in this cutscene.
You can ignore this entire area
By going down.
just going to the right.
Wait, is Sonic standing on the? He was standing on the spiky platforms down there.
He did, and he got punched by a spike.
Oh, you want to know what happens? All the AI characters basically suffer Tails syndrome, where they'll constantly be getting hit by obstacles over and over and over again, and they'll always come back and never lose any rings or anything.
They'll always come back for more.
But because there's no recovery time in this game, when you get hit, if you get hit immediately after that, you'll get hit in rapid fire, like.
Just like real life, Lewis. Just like real life.
Yeah, just like real. Well, it happens to the AI too, but since they're invincible, all you get is these punching sound effects over and over, and that lets you know that somewhere off screen, your teammates are suffering.
Good.
Music to my ears. Said lyric.
Also, you know how we were talking about how there are no going back segments in a lot of these 2D sections where there's exploration around. You don't necessarily know that a certain path is going to lead you out of the 2D section and lock you out from getting the collectibles until you reach it, and abruptly everything is 3D again, unless it's one of the 2D sections that ends in a zip line, because that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, this your lead out of this is via a speed section. So once you cross a certain threshold, Sonic goes into autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Sonic told himself to hit that button.
I'm not really sure if that line was intended for Knuckles or not.
There's one line where I think Sonic says it the first time when you're Sonic and Knuckles in a fighting section. Like Sonic just goes, "Did you even plan that punch?" And I wasn't sure if he was referring to Knuckles and one of the robots.
Or maybe he's berating you.
Well, the characters actually do refer to the enemy robots as punching. Like Knuckles is like, "Hey, you trying to punch me or tickle me?" at points and stuff.
The character's clearly got sword knuckles. He's trying to stab you.
What was the point of that retracting animation?
He's just having some issues, all right? Lay off.
What, penis envy?
It can happen to anyone, Johnny. All right?
My dick doesn't grow neon blue.
Aw, my fan fiction is ruined.
I have to say, someone sent me on Ask FM this fucking, it wasn't even a question. It was literally a paragraph about Ryan and Johnny having sex, and I was just like, what? So I thought I'd share that with you. That people ship Johnny and Ryan.
Call me next week. We'll get a film deal.
Okay, no, it's Johnny Lewis is my OTP. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I ship Lewis and Ted.
Hey, I have a girlfriend. So there. Your shipping is invalid.
Your amiibo doesn't count, Lewis.
Damn.
It's okay, Lewis. I know they'll never understand our love.
Nobody wants me to love.
I ship Lewis and Ted.
No, everybody. No, Clement. Everybody ships you.
Guess that commentary.
Well, let's be real here. This is why so much of the game is just not recommendable, because, like, we're running out of things to say, and we're not even at the second hub world yet.
Like, okay, here's the thing about, like, you know, it's an average game. I get that. So, like, I wouldn't recommend paying, like, $60 for this. Like, I paid $60 for it. Like, you know, I don't feel too ripped off, but then again, I'm also very easy to please. But, like, you could probably already find this game used out at GameStop for, like, $15. And you know, for $15, you can do an awful lot worse.
I doubt it, man. It came out like a week ago.
It came out a week ago. $45.99.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta pull up Amazon.
My favorite thing was Lewis. Lewis on Twitter was like, "Oh, you idiots, buying this game day one. I'm gonna wait 2 months." And then literally 2 hours later, so I bought the game.
To be honest, the reason I bought the game initially was a sense of guilt because
Lewis feels brand
He
loyalty.
took pity on Sonic Boom.
I'm being serious here. I wasn't able to be part of the Sonic-a-thon. I hadn't played Lost World by the time we started the commentary, and I wasn't here at all for Sonic Colors. So I wanted to contribute more meaningfully. I wound up contributing a little more than expected because I wasn't expecting to record the game at the time. But I wanted to have a formulated opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I looked. It is like about $40 on Amazon, but you wait 2 months or so, it'll probably be down to $20.15.
Yeah, that's why I want to trade this game off like tomorrow or as soon as I can, so that the trade credit doesn't have a chance to go down before I do.
And to be fair to Lewis, that's the main reason I got the game at all too, just so I could have something to say when we were doing this.
How's that turned out for you, Ryan?
At least I got my copy for charity.
Okay, what I should be doing is charge punching this thing, but I didn't actually realize that I should be doing that until Lyric's Lair, actually. But
What the hell?
if you manage to stun the enemy, you can use the enter beam to pull something vital out of its body, and
Yeah, I know that's what caused it, but it's like there was no animation there. It just decided, I'm gonna go skid to the right now.
Well, I think they're expecting you to punch it, and then that'll kill the enemy and do like an environmental thing.
What actually happens is you use the enter beam to pull something out of the fire tank, and the fire tank bursts out pressure to one side, propelling the robot to the side, because it's only the fire type one that does that. The other large type robots have their own death animations. One of them starts spinning around, going haywire, firing laser blasts in every conceivable direction, but somehow never hitting you. The frozen one, I think, just explodes in an ice explosion.
If an enemy stuns, you don't have to do the A prompt to instantly finish it off. You can continuously wail on it, which really racks up a combo.
Yeah, you can go up to a triple S pretty easy if you get that.
Yeah, and that's the better option when there aren't any enemies there. But getting the enter beam kill does extra damage to things that are around you.
Is it confirmed that the higher rank gives you more scrap metal?
Oh, hey, loot.
I think so. I haven't paid too much attention, but I think that's the case.
I think it does, but it's hard to tell because there's no real visual difference between larger and smaller robot scrap payoffs. Like I say, Devil May Cry, when you get larger red orb bonuses, you get really big red orbs that say, "Hey, you did great. That's a pretty good combo. You have a bunch of fuck
You
ton
get
of-
a gold star.
Yeah, you get a bunch of fucking gigantic red orbs instead of a bunch of tiny ass ones. So it's easier to tell there, but there isn't as much of a visual indication here. And if I'm honest, all the robot scrap pieces blend together more than anything. It all kind of puts me in the mind of all the bits and bobs that you pick up in the Ratchet and Clank games, actually, especially in the way they magnetize towards you.
The combo multiplier, the highest it goes is SSS plus.
Wait, there's an
Knuckles,
SSS plus?
what are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's past 50 hits.
I think it's like 70 or something, maybe.
I can't believe Sonic Boom brought that song back. I haven't heard that since I was 5.
What song?
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
What's a bus?
Anyway, I had an original point, and then we got. Oh yeah, but okay. Here's the thing. Like, people will all the time go and see a $10 movie that's just okay, but for some reason, buying a $20 used game that's just okay is like considered sacrilege or something. Like,
Well, I have a counterpoint to that. An average game, depending on what game you're talking about, can be a lot more tedious to get all the way through because it's longer. And you'd think the longer part would make the $20 more of a value, but it depends really on what game you're talking about. I'd rather buy a $20 game that is fun to play for 8 hours than a $20 game that is fun to play for 2 hours and tedious to play for 10 hours.
well, I think that's a point in Sonic Boom's favor. It's only like an 8-9 hour game. If you're not going for all the collectibles. If you're going for all the collectibles, I can imagine this takes forever. But just getting to the end can be done in a weekend. So this is a good rental game, I think.
It is a good rental game, and to be fair, once you get over the style difference between this and actual Sonic games, it's a competent enough platformer, and it only has a few irritating segments like the Riptide boat, which is a one-off thing and whatnot. For the most part, this is what you're doing, platforming and brawling, and it keeps, well, your mileage may vary, but it kept me amused for my first playthrough, even if I started to get a little numb in the head by the end of the recording.
No, I past the halfway point. My only reason for finishing the game was because I had to.
And then you had to sit down and record it.
You know,
No, Johnny, you could have gone outside. That's what I'm saying.
I did go outside. I looked at the sunset.
I went outside and I played Shattered Crystal there.
Went outside, the music sucks. The frame rate's better though.
Also, I started wondering around the time I opened this door where I was supposed to go to open that wall so I could climb up to whatever's above me. And then I saw this giant cog off to the side, and I'm like, hey, that looks like something I should be jumping on.
This will not end well.
Well, guess what? It's not.
Hooray!
It's
where the credits should be.
It's not even a solid object. Oh, man.
That's beautiful.